Alright guys, well here's the other phase of what we're doing to this truck. So I painted this about a year and a half ago, and especially where this catwalk was, I can see that I didn't prep very well, and it extends under here just a little bit. You can see that. So we gotta fix that. We can't have that. Also got a couple spots that are where I've touched up with rattle can, and you can see that's all fading. Can't have that. So basically I'm gonna do some work with this guy, the old needle scaler, and then we're gonna Scotch Brite everything up. We've also, obviously the whole reason we're doing this is because of the welding I did on this hitch. So we're gonna clean all that up, do some masking, pull some wheels and tires, mask off the whole cab, and we're gonna shoot some of this stuff. I used this on my 3500 HD project and really like it. It's ready to spray. Chassis black, it's a nice satin, not too glossy. So basically we're gonna go from the fuel tanks back. I'm not gonna do the inside of the rails. I don't wanna have to mask off all that, all the lines and everything else. So basically I'm hoping I can take maybe some pieces of cardboard or some rubber I've got and just fit in between the frame. But regardless, do some masking and shoot some paint tomorrow. So I'm gonna get started. Okay, well, it's sanded. That was a lot more effort than I wanted it to be, but it's also in a lot better shape than it was the first time I did it. And this may not be permanent, but I'd like to have to do it less often. So, you know, some of these spots back here where you can see this rust, spots like that, the chassis saver that I put on originally held up just fine. Same with like this cross member. That was finely poured rust. By pour, I mean P-O-R-E. And that's what chassis saver does best. I think what happened here was I did not get thorough enough with my prep and my needle scaling on the top of the frame rail, and you can see it's really pitted. It's still got plenty of thickness to it, but it is, you know, as you can see, it's plenty thick. It's not like it's a structural issue, but it is pitted on top. Same with where it rolled over in spots like this, where the previous body was. And I just didn't get it prepped enough. I didn't get down. So when you leave layers of rust, chassis saver can only work on the top. And what chassis saver does is it's an encapsulator. It's not a converter. It removes the oxygen and seals it. So even in the presence of moisture, without oxygen, corrosion can't happen. So it does a great job when properly prepped. So I feel a lot better about where I'm at. I think we are properly prepped this time. And yeah, plus we can cover up where we did this re-welding. So now it is time to go through a whole bunch of wax and grease remover. And by the way, I didn't show you the sanding because the only thing less exciting than sanding is watching someone sand. So sorry about that, but same thing, I'm not going to show you the prep work. I'll probably bring it back for a little painting. And yeah, so I've got some welding to do too on my mud flap brackets, but I want to get this chassis saver on first, and I'm going to go do some family things and some cooking and whatnot, things you do when you're not working on trucks, and let the chassis saver dry up, and then later today or tomorrow we'll shoot the paint. So there we go. tell, it's later on today, and that chassis saver is tacked up nice. But I was just reading in the data sheet, and this is supposed to be top coated within 24 hours, which I think I knew. But yeah, so if I wait till tomorrow, I'm going to be pushing that, and I want to get good adhesion, so I'm going to start masking. We're going to shoot some paint real quick. This paint is nice because it's ready to shoot, so all I got to do is take a stir stick to it, shake it up, and throw it in the sprayer. So we're going to mask off real quick and get her done. All right, well, 35, 40 minutes, and she's masked. So, you know, there's some of this stuff I'm not necessarily going to try to paint, but a little overspray isn't going to hurt anything. Brake cans, parts of the axle, wire loom. Just going to paint around the fifth wheel. Obviously, it's covered in grease. Nothing's going to stick to it anyway. So, yeah. Again, not trying to get the inside of the frame rail. But if something gets in there, I did protect air lines and such that I don't want to get paint on. So anyway, we've got the gun and everything's ready. Got a fresh water remover. Drain my filters. It is humid out today, so we know what's going to happen. Fresh anti-desiccant beads. So I'm going to pick up the last couple bolts over here and spray down the floor a little bit so we keep the dust down, and shoot some paint. It's just a frame, right? I'm not gonna go crazy getting nuts with this thing. So anyway, and yes, I am painting in shorts and flip-flops, no shirt and no safety gear. So the YouTube safety police are just gonna have a effing field day with me, but
sorry about that.
All right, now, and there'll be license and registration.
we get her done around here, boys. Let's get after it. Well, boom. I skipped ahead a little bit, guys. So paint's tacked up. It's the next day, about midday. I have been working all day on this thing somehow. Man, polishing takes a long time, and I'm not even doing that great of a job. So I did machine polish the outsides of that step, and then hand polished on the inside. I need to do a better job of hand polishing, but I think we'll tackle that next weekend. Did a quick machine polish on my stainless steel Hogue built fenders. Look, I also did some more grinding, so I had to cut notches in these back when I installed them because of this support tab on these rungs. I mean, I could have just ground that off, but whatever, I didn't. This one was okay. It was close, but it was touching right on that tab and didn't want to quite rotate far enough forward. This one was actually sitting back like that. It was not. The arc was not in line. If you look at these when they're installed, that arc should follow the tire. It does come a little bit closer at the middle, but it's farther away top and bottom. I mean, shoot, these could actually come forward even more, but I like them the way they're sitting right now. But anyway, they weren't quite right. They are right now. Did a quick polish on the rear wheels. They were off, so it's like, I mean, why wouldn't you? Touched up the paint on the hubs because it always gets scratched and chipped when you mount wheels, no matter how careful you are. And yeah, remounted the flaps, all the lights, got my flag holder and the Reese hitch. No guarantees, but I have been, man, I've been on my phone internet shopping today, and with the extra lights, I don't want too blingy of a truck, but you know, from the back there just isn't much shine back here. And boy, you know what would cure that is some stainless mud flat brackets. I also, it's bugging me that the tail lamps are ovals instead of 4-inch rounds, especially now that I have the 4-inch rounds in the back of the cab. So I don't know, I'm debating, boys. I'm debating. There might be a order placed. I might make a phone call tomorrow once everybody's open and see what's in stock, and I don't know. Boy, those look awful good. I got 2 weeks. Well, I don't even have 2 weeks. I have a week and a half. So if they could ship out in time, then I've also got some rewards points built up at Rainy, so I got a 10% off an order reward. So man, I mean, just makes it all that much more palatable. So I like the idea of the stainless. You can polish it up like these quarter fenders. Doesn't take as much work as the aluminum stuff. Doesn't rust like the chrome stuff, and it polishes up still pretty nice. So I don't know, we might have to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys something. Yeah, I got distracted. Forgot I had to do this. So I've had a drip out of the condenser, evaporator I mean, on the AC, and it drips, as you can see, down on the floor, on the carpet, and gets all here, and we're gonna rust out. We don't want that, and it's just a pain in the ass, obviously, to have water on the floor. So I ran the truck for a while with the AC on blast, and what it does is it actually is dripping between the seam all across this case. So this is the drain tube. You can actually see, maybe. Yep, see daylight out there. So it's clear. I don't know where it ran. I don't know if, I have a feeling there was probably a tray here. I don't know. You Louisville owners might be able to tell me, but regardless, I'm gonna make one. So this is what I came up with. And, you know, see, we got lots of trimmings. It's just flashing, just thin little flashing. It's easy to work with. I've got it, you know, yeah, that curve is intentional. All these angles are intentional. It tucks right up around that seam. And then I had some of this tubing. I don't even know what it's from, but that machined end fits perfectly into that drain tube. And then I just drilled a little hole with the old step bit. That fits into. So I'm about to, I'm gonna rivet up the ends where I'm overlapped and caulk this in, and then I think a couple of small little screws to screw it to the bottom of the case, and we'll be in business. P.S. This is one of those old tools. I got this from my dad. When was the last time you saw a Kmart tool? This is my rivet tool. It was new enough that it's in the days when it was made in Taiwan, but man, Kmart tools. Actually, it's a nice little rivet gun. Better than anything you're gonna buy nowadays. I love this thing though. Freaking Kmart. All right, well, there it is. Doesn't exactly look factory, but it ain't bad. Let the caulk dry up a little bit. Just ended up putting one screw. She's good and tight. It's wedged up in there. So if it doesn't work, I guess that one hole is the only foul we've made. So we'll see what we get. Hopefully the water, instead of going right there, ends up on the ground right below that. We'll see. All right, guys, well, you saw what we did with the frame paint. Here it is almost a week later, 5 days later. And man, I really like this chassis paint. Hardened up nice, and just a really nice sheen. Maybe a hair glossier than I want, but it's not bad at all. So did get my, I'm not sure, that Ford on this license plate I bought it on eBay, of course, and it's skewed just a hair, but you know, for 14 bucks, what do you expect? So put that on. I like that a little better than what I had, and I've got a few more things to work on this weekend. We are only today's Saturday. We leave Thursday afternoon to head up to the show, to the Richard Crane Memorial Truck Show. So just installed some solar on the camper. Got to do a couple things, get the tanks filled and things like that done on that, and we got to finish getting this girl ready. So the back half is done. That wheel's polished. You know, quarter fenders are polished. Well, I take it back. It's not done. We'll get back to that though. Everything's put back together from the paint job. Up here though, we got to try to polish these tanks a little bit. Some other miscellaneous minor polishing, and we got to polish the front wheels. We also have to give her a quick bath. She's not that dirty, but we do got to give her a bath and fix some other things. My CB antenna is whipped back from hitting tree branches around here, so we got to fix that. And we have what else? Got to do a little more sealing on that AC drain I put in. I got to wax the cab, double check, triple check all the fluids and everything on the rig. Yeah. Oh, and then, so the two new things. One of them's going to happen today. Another one's going to happen Tuesday night. The one's going to happen today. I'll show you in a minute. The one's going to happen Tuesday night is I pulled the trigger and I ordered some stainless mud flat brackets. So they're triple 3-inch halo LEDs, stainless brackets coming off, and we'll reuse these 1/2-inch nice heavy anti-spray stay put mud flaps. So you guys won't see that in this video. You'll see it when she's at the show. But regardless, I'm pumped about those. It's pumped to buy. It's exciting to buy chrome, right? So I'm pumped for that. So come on, I'll show you what else I got. Because I like lights, apparently. It's what happens when you own a truck. So I know they're cheap, but I went ahead and ordered a couple of these. So these are old school anti-glare lights. You know, purple, they actually shine. They glow a little bit of a pink color. I'll show you, I got a battery sitting over here, so I'll show you. But they mount in the upper corners of the windshield, and they actually shine out. There's an indicator, small indicator there on the bottom. They shine out, and see how well I can do this and give you a supposed to, you know, help with the glare of oncoming headlights. I don't know if I can do this one-handed, but we're gonna pop that on the negative. You're gonna look at my fingers. Whew, we balanced it. See if we can get, there it is. So you can see it's a little bit of a pink color, but they just point straight out, and the purpose is supposedly to reduce glare. It's just cool factor, to be perfectly honest. I don't have any problems with glare. I don't drive the truck enough to even have glare be even on my brain, but I like the idea of some sweet purple lights poking out, and the guys who know, right? So yeah, we're gonna do it. I mean, it's 2 screws per side to put them on. We gotta tighten those up, obviously, once we got it adjusted. And 1 wire, it's grounded through the mount, and 1 wire on each side. I haven't even decided, I'm out of switches, so I haven't even decided what I'm gonna wire it to. I might wire it to the underglow. I might wire it right in with markers. I don't know, we'll get there. But anyway, that's it. So we got some thrashing to do. We got to get this thing ready. We got to do the dreaded polishing, cleaning up. And it's Saturday midday. Just got back from some sports stuff with the kids. And by the time tomorrow evening hits, this truck is going to be hooked up to the fifth wheel and ready to pull out. So let's get after it. All right, well, it's sunny as all get out today. So, or at the moment. So it's really hard to see, but there they are. Our purple anti-glare lights. Again, those are mostly for cool factor. There you go. For the time being, they are just wired into markers because that was easy and quick. So maybe someday we'll do some more switch work and add something separate, but I don't know. All right, well, let's get this wheel off because it just makes life easier. And it's a bud wheel, so righty loosey, lefty tighty. All right, so on both of these hubs, just love getting into doing more shit, but their plastic is a little brittle. I mean, they're sealed, but this one's better than the other side. But when I was wiping this off and pulling the plug out to check everything, some crap in there. This one is a little bit, can't see it, but it's a little loose, and this lube is just a little bit, this oil is just a little bit milky, not a lot, but it's got some moisture coming in. So of course I do it, 5 days before I gotta leave, but I ordered a set of new hubs. Just gotta do it, and then I'm gonna pull one of these out before I go to work on Monday, and we'll grab 12 new bolts too. So yeah, got to get it done. And on top of that's bugging me that the caps aren't red. They're all faded. So I want a nice clear viewing window, nice red cap, shiny new hub, and that's what we need to do. All right, guys, I'm going to show you what I do. So for a polish like this, where they're still in pretty decent shape, it's been almost about a year and a half since these were professionally polished, but I've driven the truck like 1,500 miles since then. So, my 450 I've polished 4 times since then, and they need to be done again. But this truck doesn't see the miles. So regardless, and again, it's not a show truck. It's a nice truck, but it's not a show truck. So since I'm not very good at regular, machine polishing, it's just not my thing. I've found that when I don't need to do much, this is the ticket right here. So I just take a whatever this is, a cotton wheel or whatever, and some Zephyr Pro 40, and I do it this way. And it might not be right. A lot of people might say it's cheating, or I don't know, but it works for me. So I'll show you. Alright, I'm gonna just get a microfiber. We'll do a wipe down and we'll see what we need to touch up. Honestly, I don't know that we need to do any touching up. That's pretty darn good. For me, anyway. That's why I like this Pro 40, very forgiving. It actually has some pretty good ability to cut. And it's not just a polish, it adds a little bit of protectant over the top too. All right, there we go, she's gleaming. I did rattle can the inside of the hub there, and yes, I oversprayed onto that hub seal because she's getting replaced. Looking good. So this is the part I've really been dreading, but you know, pulling those straps, bolts zipped right off with the impact, and I think that's gonna make life a whole lot easier. So now we just gotta get after it. Well guys, there you have it. I think I'm gonna end this video here. I just moved the semi-trailer across the street. Might put it in a little clip of that because it looks sweet. And just hook this up, pulled it out. I got a couple things left to do yet. Still gotta give her a wash and a quick wax. Vacuum out the interior. A few little odds and ends, but overall, that's the brunt of it. We're ready.